I thought
Stop.
I did.
You're going to make
when
the
I looked
cats
it up
come in
and I
here.
What
didn't.
was that noise?
That was me. I was doing that tractor beam noise from...
Do it again.
I think it was Dumb and Dumber, wasn't it?
The cats do like this. As soon as he does it, they're like... And then they run. And then they jump out of their fingernails.
Oh, yeah, because they know...
No, they think it's Satan.
Do you remember... I think it was Dumb and Dumber when he's like, we like to eyes, and it was like a tractor beam.
Do it again.
You whistle and hum at the same time.
Do it again.
I can't do it.
That's awful.
Interesting.
It sounds like
That's
Satan.
interesting.
Yes, Satan?
I'm not doing
Yes.
it.
Nope.
Cats are terrified of tractor beams.
How do you do it?
You whistle and hum at the same time.
How?
You gotta
You
get
whistle.
your throat in there too, Amanda.
Yeah, you whistle and then you
Get your snoot going.
I can't do it. I can either hum or whistle. I can't do both at the same time.
can you do the little teardrop noise?
No.
I can't do that.
I can make noises that you hate, though. You ready?
Ew. That's gross. You stop
It's
it.
disgusting. It's
That's
disgusting.
the kind of noise I make.
Yeah.
When?
Ew.
But like in general, or
When he's fapping real hard.
Oh!
I'm fapping real hard.
Oh, gross.
God damn it.
Sounds like a vagina.
Mm.
Uh.
Not safe for life. NSFL.
Grody dude.
Can't handle this.
weird noise show.
That's right.
Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 29 of the CoGPod. I don't know, you guys can't see it, but Luke is dancing. He's so
I
excited
think
about
he's
it.
that song in my
seizing,
head.
but okay.
It's a seizure. That's how he dances. It just looks that bad. We have the usual guys today. We have Nick, Grimm, and Luke with me. Say hi, guys.
That's 2 weeks in a row.
I know. We've actually been together for a couple weeks now, rather than taking a break.
Is that
I don't
true?
know. Luke wanted to skip out last night
Yeah, I was talking about just
Why?
letting them do it. I don't just
because he's a
joking.
Oh.
jerk.
I wanted to skip out today.
What's wrong with you people?
We're fucking lazy is what's wrong
no
with
work
us.
ethic
I'm
at
just
all.
gonna be the producer.
No, okay, so we have this week with the four of us, next week with the four of us, and then they get to go back to Japan in 2 weeks.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hopefully Morpheus is aware.
I ain't
He
going
is
to
aware
Japan.
Do all your laundry
What?
to get ready to go. You have to have clean laundry.
I just buy it when I get there.
Yeah, it's cheaper that way.
Yeah.
They have a lot of shops.
Plus, I'll be in
Well,
fashion.
Kinda.
Shoppies.
Fashion is
Get myself
dangerous.
a kimono.
A kimono. I knew it.
I want a kimono.
That's what I said.
I want a kimono robe that's silk and it's got like cherry blossoms on it.
You
Yeah.
can get
That
that.
sounds like a
Gross.
kimono.
It's like $70. I keep
That's
handing it
not
to
a real
Luke and he never
kimono.
buys it for me. It doesn't have to be a real one. It just needs to look like
That's
one.
not real silk either.
It'll fool everyone.
You're not
in
real
Texas.
silk.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are we talking about?
I don't
I'm
know.
sorry, I got confused. So this weekend is Easter weekend.
Mhm.
So I thought, in the spirit of Easter, we would do dig down deep into the origin story of Easter. And how
Yeah.
the Christians kind of stole their rituals from pagans. And so Nick did a little research for us, and he's going to tell us a little Easter story.
Mm-hmm. Y'all ready for this?
You ready for this?
Zombies. This isn't
Y'all ready
Jock-
for this?
This isn't Jock Jams.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
We're going to get flagged now.
I know.
So accurate.
I don't think it was so
So-
close that we'll get flagged.
Shut up. I hate you guys. All right, Nick, you got
All
the
right.
floor.
All right,
Tell us
here
the
we go.
story.
Well, once upon a time. Have any of you ever heard of the Council of Nicaea?
Yeah.
Of nice
I
people.
haven't.
The Nicea Creed came from there?
Kinda.
From your Bible studies?
Never heard of
Really?
it.
No. Well, I
What
don't.
kind of Christian are you?
Man, if I were a Christian, I wouldn't want to talk about the Council of Nicaea. Really?
Wasn't that when they decided the humanity or deity-ship of Jesus?
Yep, that was one of the issues they came across. But basically, they had a whole bunch of books that were the Bible, and they decided what ones were making it in, what ones were not. Do they agree with this one? Do they agree with that one? So they basically decided what Christianity was going to be. And
Okay.
Rome had a lot of trouble with the Germanic tribes. And to appease them, they needed to work all the religions into a big mega lump of a religion that was going to become Christianity. So Easter and a lot of the religious stuff with that comes from a Germanic god of the sun called Ostra or Istra. Or actually it's a goddess of spring and fertility.
Did she look like a bunny rabbit?
No, but her symbols were eggs and bunnies
I got you.
because both of those represent
Fertility.
reproduction, renewal, that kind
That's
of thing.
no joke. Bunnies are
And those-
super
yeah.
fertile.
Oh, yeah, they get down.
That is the meme.
Yeah, they're more fertile than high school kids in the back of their parents' cars.
I thought you were going to say something racist. I really did.
Why?
I don't know.
Actually,
would
no, let's
assume
not talk
something
about
like
this
that.
because that's going to go in a bad direction, I'm sure. But
All right, so continue with your story. We're on the goddess of the sun,
Fertility.
fertility,
yeah,
And the sun.
and the sun.
yep. Goddess of spring fertility, and it is a sun goddess. Her name means dawn, so Ostra or Istra means dawn. And
Makes sense.
that's why Easter is one of the very few movable holidays, that it comes on different dates every year, because it tries to align with, I can't remember if it was the first new moon or when the days become quite equal. You can answer
I
that
have
if
a
you know
question.
it. Okay, go ahead.
So I always wondered this because as a Christian, they don't really tell you that Easter is like a pagan thing.
Well, obviously.
So I always wondered how it changed dates. If he died on the same day, like it wouldn't move.
Don't ask questions.
Clearly.
Well,
I never understood it, and I just didn't bother to research it.
Well,
Right.
That's part of this. The date moves because it's included in what's called the festivities movable feasts. That there's a defined period, I'm reading this part, there's a defined period between March 25th and April 25th on which Sunday must fall, and that's determined by the movement of the planets and the sun.
Yeah.
And
So it's based off the spring equinox, right?
But yeah, I
Yeah.
just
Is
wondered
that-
because if they're saying that Jesus died, like that date doesn't ever change.
Well, right.
So it doesn't
right.
make really.
But this
It's
is one of the
symbolic,
concessions
I guess.
that they made to the Germans so they'd stop attacking them. So they say, we're
Was that
going
the
to...
whole Constantine
Yep.
stuff? That's what I
Constantine was the one who
He was pagan, right? And then was
Yeah.
converted on his deathbed.
Wow.
And because it was the winning religion and said that to bring peace to the...
There actually
tribes
was
and
no
everything.
evidence that he actually converted. It's a lot of anecdotes and stuff like that. But
Yeah, he said he's converted.
Yeah.
No, he's dead now.
he was
Constantine
smart
was a real
enough.
person.
Oh yeah,
He's
but
a Roman emperor.
not John Constantine. If that's what you're thinking.
I just wonder. Well, do they base Constantine then off of that
No,
guy at all?
no, just the name
Oh.
probably.
Just
No,
the name. Okay.
Constantinople was his...
Where he lived.
Yeah, is named after him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is Istanbul in Turkey.
I remember
Yeah.
from your answer in trivia.
Yeah, from our Kansas City trip.
There's a clip of that somewhere on YouTube if y'all want to see that.
Yeah.
So
See, that's the kind of stuff that's little tidbits stuck in my head from
For no reason.
one point or another.
Useless information.
Actually, a lot of that I learned from reading stuff about the whole Mary Magdalene. Was she Jesus's wife and stuff like that? Basically, a lot of the stuff that came forward from that Holy Blood, Holy Grail book, which they talk about a lot in the Da Vinci Code, which I know it's pop culture and it was very glossed over stuff, but it got me really interested in all of that stuff, and I was reading a lot about it, and so that's, I think, where a lot of that came from.
just enough of it was accurate to make it a real, like, people
Plausible.
people who are religious would find it interesting, but people who are not religious would also find it interesting.
Oh, a lot of people really didn't like it that were religious.
Oh,
Super
yeah.
religious people.
My grandparents banned it from their home.
Oh, really?
Like I remember when it came out, they were like, you can't have, they wouldn't let us watch it out there
Good.
during the holiday at one point, I remember.
So here's a trivia fact that's not related to Easter. Do you recall what Jesus's ancestors are called? What that bloodline is called?
Oh, the Rose line? the Sangiovese?
No, the Merovingians.
No, Merovingian. That's what it
Yep.
was.
So-
Sangiovese is
so-
a wine. Completely.
So Jesus basically had a child with Mary Magdalene, and this is actually in one of the books that was not included in the Bible. So this is
Wasn't it the
quote unquote
the Gospel of Mary Magdalene that they said
Yep.
was removed?
Yep, and they've actually, I think it was last year, they actually found that book, so it's proven now. But anyway, yeah, he had a daughter with Mary Magdalene, so his bloodline continued, and they're called the Merovingians.
Yeah. I remember that from the books and things like that. I didn't know it was proven, but I know it was very well accepted among people that believe that. So
Yeah.
it's interesting to definitely. Grim, you still here with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Do you celebrate Easter?
No,
No.
I'm
Don't
not
hide
much of a
eggs.
holiday person.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Well, yeah, considering my birthday's a holiday. So.
I know. I wasn't going to bring that up in case it's a secret or something, but
No, I don't really care.
Grim is America.
I am American.
Grimerica.
Grim is
They were
freedom.
created the
That's-
same day.
That's terrible.
So
So continue our pagan story.
yeah, there's another little tidbit in a lot of different
Oh, you got more.
language. Yeah, not much more, but in a lot of different languages, like in French, Easter is called Pax. P-A...
Pox?
Yeah, I don't know how it's actually spelled. It's like
Is it like the
P-A-Q-U-E.
chickenpox?
Oh.
No, but in a lot of
Yeah.
languages it's like
Like
that.
one.
But the reason is
We're so
because
bad.
to appease the Greeks, the Greek city-states as well, they took their word and used it in a lot of different languages.
Interesting.
Yeah, so which is also about renewal and spring. So that's the pagan roots.
So why
cool.
do the Christians want that?
They took everything over because they were trying to squash out all pagan beliefs. So to make it more familiar to people they were converting, they
Left in a few things.
and celebrated things at the same time and just kind of called it something different so it's still familiar. But most of the holidays are like that, and usually has to do with the rotations of the earth and the solstice, the equinoxes, the new moons, the full moons, stuff like that. A lot of them have to do with lunar events.
And celebrating the same time is a lot about assimilation. So everyone sort of gradually converges and there's less wars and fighting about it.
Yep.
So
Yep.
just peacemaking.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions? I like answering questions.
Yes. Did you ever see Wicker Man?
Bits and pieces. That's the Nicolas Cage one, isn't it?
Yeah. It was about some sort of pagan ritual of renewal and like fertility and all of that is what it was talking about. So I wonder if it's like related to Easter.
Probably.
There was that Supernatural episode too. You remember that every year they sacrificed
Yeah.
a
It was
couple
very similar to that.
to the scarecrow, basically.
Yeah.
Well, the
a
Wicker
pagan
Man
god.
was like that too. They were
Yeah.
sacrificing people for
And that's
fertility.
that's a very common theme throughout cultures.
Paganism.
Well, not even just pagan cultures all over the world. All through history, sacrifice to gods for appeasement and
All the
trying to-
polytheistic religions were nature based for the most part. All the old ones, because it was
lot
such a
of them,
big
yeah.
part of life. Like you lived or died on the harvest seasons. If you
exactly.
planted at the wrong time, you're fucked. If you harvested at the wrong time, you're fucked. If you even got up early on the wrong day, you probably were fucked. So
Yep. Very a lot of superstition based and making sure that you did the same thing the same time, same way every time, just in case,
just to make sure the Leafs make the
sneezed or
playoffs.
farted. Yeah, exactly.
Wear the same socks
Yeah.
every time.
You got a playoff beard.
Yeah.
You got to wear the same underwear through the playoffs.
Yeah, see,
Well, good.
that's how the origin of beards too. It wasn't originally just to hide snoots.
Oh my god.
Oddlog went and got a deer one day, and when he had a beard, and they're like, "That's it. That's how he did it."
Well, thank you for that, Nick, because I had no idea about any of that.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Because I don't, even as a quote-unquote Christian, I don't believe
You've
really
never heard of the
anything that's in
Nicene
Bible.
Creed?
No.
That's interesting to me because there was another one too that
Like
was...
they're going to teach that to me in
No,
Sunday
they didn't
school.
talk about like where it came from, but it was like a prayer almost. It was the Nicene Creed, and there was another one
Never
we
heard of
did when I was growing up as a Lutheran. Another creed that was it was kind of like the Lord's Prayer sort of thing, but it was longer and
No.
we
were Baptists, so
yeah. I didn't know if it was just specific to Lutherans or
probably Catholics
in
Lutherans.
general. Well, Catholic is like Lutheran.
Yeah, it's very
Lutheran's
similar.
like Catholic light. It's
it is.
It's the most. It's still Protestant though. But
I've got a couple other. They're not related to Easter, but where things evolved in religion. Do you know what the devil was based off of?
no.
No, the Celtic god Cernunnos, who was the horned god or the green man.
No.
Yeah,
The Green Man?
him- The
Green man like Charlie?
What? Yes, no, exactly.
Exactly that.
But they made Cernunnos the devil, so people were like, "Oh, he's bad. We don't want to worship the devil." So they were trying to snuff out the druidry and stuff like that.
Huh.
And,
Oh, man.
And
Druids
hell,
can shapeshift.
and hell was based off of a burning garbage heap. That when they originally said, if you're bad when you're dead, you'll go to hell. They actually took your body after you died and threw you in the burning garbage heap.
Oh, gosh.
So it's not like your soul would go to hell. It would just like, okay,
Was that-
well, we're done with your body.
So did they just combine that with like the Hades kind of soul part of it?
Yep.
The
Because-
mythology.
with the that was Roman, right?
Greek.
Roman Greek.
I think it's Greek.
Man, they've got counterparts for all of them.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like they're so similar, those two, that there's
Yeah.
always like they're basically the same with just different names across the board.
Yeah, and that's sort of
Very
what
similar
happened
stories.
between the Romans and Christianity. So a lot of the saints
then
are
they-
pagan gods.
They got rid of a lot of redundancy. They had to do an audit, and we're going to remove all the. We've done an audit, and they're going to downsize to just the one.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Grim.
Mhm.
Grim.
Mm-hmm.
What do you believe in?
Wow, that's a personal question.
That-
Wow.
That's
Well, I expected a funny answer. I wasn't being serious.
Oh,
that's
I thought he was going to say
personal.
lizards.
yeah.
I don't believe in lizards. That would mean I have to believe that there are lizard people.
No, that's
You
just because he
don't
doesn't
believe
believe
that?
in himself.
You don't think that Justin Bieber's a lizard?
No, because I'm a lizard and he
You
can't
know
be
that?
like me.
That's right.
God.
See, what he's really saying is that he just has low self-esteem. He doesn't believe in
You
himself.
don't believe in yourself, Grimmy? Aww.
Nothing.
Fuck you.
Nothing.
No.
Oh, there it is.
Vicious.
Okay, you guys ready for some questions we got?
Grim's still waking up from a nap.
Yeah,
Give him some
I'm in
I
a
know, he was
chicken
in
coma.
Chicken coma.
Mm.
It
called a
happens.
They
cock
turned out
coma.
good, did they?
Oh,
Lacey?
come on.
They were better than the first time I made them because I marinated them for an hour.
Did you
We
continually
didn't get to eat
baste
before
them?
we started recording
I know.
because Luke sleeps until right up until the time.
What'd you say next?
I slept till like noon today, all right? But I was up till like 2.
Did you, while you're grilling them, you're supposed to keep dipping them and putting them back?
No,
You
I
do that,
I
or-
actually didn't have to because I soaked them for an hour in the stuff,
Oh, okay.
and then you save a little after
well,
you
chicken's
make
so
it.
small, too. Yeah. It's so small, too, that you...
Yeah, but this
it cooks quick
recipe,
enough.
like, you're supposed to kind of coat it because it's like a sticky substance,
Sticky icky. No, you didn't dip them in it, and then after they were done cooking,
No,
coat it in the
I
same stuff, right?
I took it out
Okay.
and then it had its own.
Okay.
So
good.
is it like a satay where it's got like this? It's very sticky, and then it's got the sauce you dip it in.
Dip sauce.
Kinda.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh man, now I want skewered chicken.
I know. It kind of sounds good.
Pork.
It was delicious.
No, we do have pork. Okay.
It's frozen.
Do you guys want to answer some questions now?
No.
Are we to that point?
Yes. Is that your sound?
That was
Is that just
transition.
your question transition
Yeah.
sound?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Nothing but the best for this program.
I don't have a snood. I'm a lizard.
I don't have one either, thank God. I'm not
He's
to that
he's
point
got
yet.
lizard skin.
If you do this a lot, it works your neck out.
I think
Tighten
he's
some
just
muscles
weird.
here.
I can show you something that works your neck out.
Gross.
Well, apparently Luke wants to put it in your butt.
Wow.
Last night.
No.
What did he say?
No, I didn't.
What did he say, Graham?
It wasn't about you.
No, but what did he say?
What did I
It
say?
wasn't about you. It was about something about putting it in someone's butt, and I said, yeah, try that with Amanda, see how far that gets you.
Then we'll have a news story to talk about next week.
I know better.
Luke's been murdered.
Yeah.
she's just grilling him now.
I have a few rules.
Super famous host of the CoGPod has been murdered.
Nah, his wiener's just been cut off.
Mm-mm. Just kill me.
So, Emo Amumu. So this goes with this question. You know who Amumu is.
yeah,
So
that's
the
awesome.
question is, what is your favorite MOBA and who do you main? Let me answer first as the one with the least amount of experience.
Yeah.
My favorite MOBA by far would be League of Legends. And when we played it, I liked support characters, so I played Sona a bit, but my main that I loved the most was Thresh. Hook 'em.
Because you're such a great hooker.
Hook 'em.
Whoa!
You're a hooker.
Holy shit!
Hook 'em.
Yeah, Thresh is awesome. I have that.
I got decent at Thresh. I could hook.
Well, you know what? We need to play a
We
little
should
bit
get
of that
back into
sometime.
some League, y'all.
Actually, I saw Riot went live recently.
Gross.
I think they're starting up this spring. It's probably like a few weeks in by now. I don't even know. I'm so far behind.
Yeah.
I just faded off when I was trying to say that.
Grim, what's your favorite MOBA?
You know I don't like MOBAs.
Well, if you had to pick a favorite,
Probably none then.
None.
or tell us which one you hate the most then.
Well, I
that's
never
a good
got
one.
around to playing Smite, so I don't know if I would like that. I installed it and then never played it for whatever reason.
You're
which
a
ones did you
bitch.
play?
That's like a tease. Why you do that?
No.
I don't know.
You guys need to play one of these.
No.
You played League. What else did you try?
I tried League, I tried Dota 2, and a couple others, but they were like small ones that fizzled off. But I just
Man, the Dota people are hardcore.
Well, so are the
I
League
just
people.
don't like the community because they piss me off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're garbage for sure.
Yeah.
I never had a problem.
Well, you always played in a team.
Yeah,
You know,
we've been over
we
this.
talked about that. The difference between Dota and League is basically which one did you play first and get into? Like, what did your friends play?
yeah.
Honestly, because if you look at them side by side, they're
pretty similar.
very, very similar. And people are going to argue all day about it, but I've seen both. I've watched a lot of League, and I've watched Pyrian play quite a bit of Dota 2 also. And the only difference is I don't know the characters and the builds and stuff in Dota 2. But other than that, it's very similar.
Do you think that Dota has a higher skill cap than League?
I
feel
don't.
like it does.
I think that they're comparable to each other.
You do?
You know, there's
I don't know much about it, but just from what I've heard.
the layers of depth of the number of characters, of the builds, you know, stuff like that. Dota has a little bit more out in the field, but League's been kind of doing that the last few years too. You know, like on the actual battleground, they have more camps and stuff like that you can. I think jungling is a bigger deal in Dota. That's
what I
getting
hated the
that's getting
most.
deep into it though. But League for me as
What's
well.
your favorite?
Yeah.
Who did you
And-
main? Vayne?
No, not Vayne. I never played Vayne. Played Aurelia a lot.
Aurelia?
And
Who was
Fiona.
Fiona, that's who I'm thinking
Those
of.
are the two that I probably or Warwick. He was badass.
He's the
When you were
Wolfman, isn't he?
jungling.
Or Aram, yeah. He is. Built him like super tanky and just lifesteal and just run in and just shred stuff. But yeah, those were my favorites. Those three. I would say Aurelia was my first though.
Mm-hmm. She's your main bae.
Yeah.
Nick?
Smite.
Yeah.
Definitely Smite.
We knew that.
Yeah.
And my main was
What's your
Medusa
god of
or
choice?
Hercules.
Honey, you mean Hercules?
You got to say that.
I did.
That's
Holy
good.
shit.
Was that a
in
good
somehow.
moment there?
Yeah. Whew, felt
Honey,
good.
you mean
It's
Hercules?
from the Disney animated movie Hercules, if you weren't aware.
Hercules.
Hey, that was a good one. All right.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Danny DeVito played a little satyr. I mean, he looked like him.
It was just him in the
Didn't look
movie.
like him.
Yeah.
Nick,
Yeah.
So you play Smite, that's your favorite. Did you play League as well? Like how did the two compare in your mind?
I did play League for a little bit, maybe like a couple months. And
why do you like Smite better?
I find you get more into the role when you're like the third person perspective, the 3D one.
Okay.
Because people are coming out from around corners or that kind of thing. It feels more like
It draws
actually,
you in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels more like you're
More
actually
immersive.
hitting someone when you swing your autos or whatever. That kind of
I
thing.
see.
I see.
That makes sense.
Does Smite do last hitting also for minions? Like you only get golden experience if you last hit them? Or gold, at least.
There's items that make sure you get the gold anyway, but you got to be within a certain distance of them when they die, but you get more if you last hit them.
Okay. So it is still that same kind of mechanic.
That was what I always had trouble with Thresh, was getting last hit gold on creeps. So we're getting a little detailed into it.
You shouldn't be farming creeps too much as
Well, no, I was
anyways,
just, if I had to clear the lane.
Yeah.
But like if you were a support character or a tank, you don't want to be stealing all the
right. No, I
creep.
just yeah.
But
And they did that a lot in League. They actually introduced a bunch of stuff that gave the same amount of gold to your closest, partner if you were the one who hit it. And you had like a cooldown. It was like a charge. You get 3 of them and it'd take like 20 seconds to recharge. So you use that against the bigger minions. And anyway, we're not getting into details.
You can talk a long time about item meta.
Yeah.
Right. We can just move on to the next question.
Right.
Okay.
So this is from Steven. He says he loves the show and how we do this show weekly when a lot of big podcasts don't put in the effort to put out something weekly.
Yeah. Thank you, Steven.
So
Steven
would
Universe.
like to know, do we listen to other podcasts, and if so, which ones?
Yes.
Grim?
I do not. I want to, but I just don't ever get around to like loading them on my phone because especially now with my new position, I can listen to a lot of them.
I was going to say you're busy.
I drive a lot more.
Driving so much. That is a perfect
But
way to do it.
I just have to load it.
What kind of subjects would you listen to?
Well, for work, I would probably honestly get some that are based on like beer and all that, just to kind of help me with my knowledge and
with your knowledge,
improving myself as to like because I'm on the way to becoming like a full salesman is what this is whole like starting to be. But then I would also probably want to get into some other ones, kind of like what we do, just here and there, some gaming ones.
If you like how we do our format and have a little bit lean to gaming, if you like that sort of format, then I would recommend Triforce, which is Lewis, Sips, and Pyrian from the Yogscast.
I won't remember those names.
No. Yeah.
No, I can tell you later though. But they just talk. They don't really have a format. They just talk. Sometimes it leans towards gaming. Usually it's just random stuff. So theirs is a really good one if you just want to relax and feel like you're just hanging out.
Yeah. And they're a little bit older too. Like Pyrian's like 40 and Sips is mid-30s and Lewis is our age, early
age
30s.
is just a number.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one I listen to religiously.
Yeah, and the two of them, though, are also dads. And so you get a very broad spectrum of kind of different perspectives and stuff, but they're also gamers that's their job is they make content, for YouTube. And Pyrian is the one I was talking about that does the Dota 2. Like, he was one of the
casters
and analysis desk guys for the International for the last few years. So he's a big name in Dota 2. And so... they're just, it's kind of just a casual fun, it's not too much gaming. They've kind of gone away from it a little bit.
But prior to Triforce, I listened to the YogPod, which was Lewis as well, but with Simon, who of course everybody knows is my favorite person in the world. So those are the two that I listened to because of Nick's recommendation. I started listening to Alice Isn't Dead. And I really like the idea behind it. I like the idea of them doing a story voice acted out on the podcast. And it's a really interesting story and I like it. But it also made me realize that I'm kind of happy that our podcast is not sponsored because they have to stop every 15 minutes and do like a really long commercial
they do an ad read.
Yeah, for whoever's
It's really
sponsoring
bad
them.
in that show.
It is. It throws you off because it's such an abrupt stop and it's such an obvious commercial.
Oh, yeah. Well, some of them just embrace it. Like, I'm sure Nick will say the one that he listens to a lot is Rooster Teeth.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. And in that part, I'll let you talk more about them because I know that you're a huge fan of them. And I've listened to a fair number of them myself. But in that show, Gus will just be like, I have to read this and then read.
Yeah, he doesn't like doing it at all.
He doesn't segue at all.
Yeah.
They're talking about something. He's like, all right, I'm going to read this. And then blah, 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 Casper mattresses and da, 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 da. And then goes on. And they're like, okay. And then they just keep doing what they were doing. You know?
Like if we ever do get sponsored, I like the idea of how we, how we have our shoulders right now that are buried in music or whatever, just to give you a break.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we'll put the ads there so that it's obvious, and then you can fast forward through the sponsor break easily.
We're never going to get a sponsor that way.
I don't care.
That's what people sometimes do. So.
Well, but you don't tell them to do that on the show where you're hoping to get sponsors.
No, you won't ever tell them to do that.
No.
The other one that I did listen to was Death by Horror. I listened to it a little bit, but it's over now.
It's gone.
It's over now.
Yeah.
That's a sore spot. Sore spot.
I know. We're going to get you back up and running, hi Morpheus.
Yeah, somehow.
We've got a replacement. We got a replacement in the wings.
Well, him and Nick and I are working on something a little special for Twitch. So
Whoa.
Sons of bitch.
Whoa.
It's a secret.
You already let the cat out of the bag.
I think one of the guys
Who
from
carries
our
cats
Destiny
around
group
in
and
bags?
Me.
Ladies.
I love my cat.
You guys. But no, I think we're going to be doing starting a Terraria playthrough.
Whoa.
If we can figure out the sound.
Yeah. Well,
you can do it too, Graham. How many can be in at a time? 4?
I have to buy it.
I think at least. Oh, Jesus. But yeah, we're gonna
start a new world.
It's not going to be a podcast or anything. That's just going to be like a series, probably on my channel, or maybe his, or maybe I don't know. We're figuring it out. But Nick, what do you got for your podcast you listen to?
You're like super into podcasts, so we're going to go to the go-to guy.
Yeah.
So
Rooster Teeth, definitely. I love listening to that one. It actually makes me more productive when I'm coding for some reason. I like
that's weird.
Like when I'm writing code or even doing 3D stuff, I listen to the Rooster Teeth podcast, and it's awesome. Love almost all of them. They're the best. Anyone who doesn't like them is weird.
You're weird.
Don't start this again.
They really paved the way for a lot of other podcasts. Of course, Death by
they've been
Horror.
doing it for years.
What bothered me, like I don't listen to the, was it Yogcast? What bothers me about that one is when we were trying to get ours listed initially, I had a fucking hard time putting CoGPod into places because it's like, oh, you mean
Yogpod? Yes.
Sorry.
All that kind
we
of
didn't
stuff.
actually come up with the name for the COG. Funny story. Our buddy Chris that's been on the show a couple times, came up with the collaboration of gamers as the group name and shortened, and then it became COG because, that was the
everybody's gears and cogs.
Yeah, and it worked out because they thought it was a cool concept, and then we're like, hey, we're going to do a podcast, and we're like, oh, CoGPod, oh.
Yeah, it rolls right off the tongue because we're used to saying Yogpod, you say CoGPod.
And it just kind of happened that way. Like we weren't copying their format or anything by any means. And, they are a very large content producing, YouTube first, content producing organization. Yeah,
the Triforce, it's just like a little side deal for them. It's not anything that they put much effort into. It's just them chatting.
That was funny, though. I did notice the same thing. Like, it will always
when you Google search for CoGPod, it's like, did you mean Yogpod?
Yeah, it doesn't do that anymore.
Are we big enough?
It doesn't do that anymore, and it hasn't done that for a while.
It's
have any of
changed
you
now.
heard of a podcast called Game Over Greggy? No, he was in those crowds somehow. I don't know. I haven't listened to it myself, but my friend does. But the serial podcasts that are like stories, I like the Black Tapes podcast is really good. Alice Isn't Dead, which I've just started listening to.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
Nick, you love horror, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why don't you write some like stories?
Okay.
And then I can voice act them for you. I would love to do something like Alice Isn't Dead, but with us doing it. Like you make up the story and I'll voice it for you.
That's definitely a larger
I would love to do that.
side project, but
actually I'm kind of interested in that too.
when you get time.
Serials are kind of becoming a really big thing, you know. They're more like audiobooks, you know, and then each week it's like a live chapter.
Well, and that they're sponsored by Audible because it is like an audio.
Yeah, and there's some really big ones out there now. Serial is one that a couple years ago I think got really big, and then they have like it's you know the Making a Murderer they did on Netflix. It's like that. It's like investigative journalism.
Yeah.
But it's true stories. And
there's
that
one
they've gone through.
something American something or other. That's the biggest one.
Oh,
I know what one you're
I can't think of the name.
If you hadn't have said it, I was about to
It's
talk
like
about
the biggest podcast there is.
Yeah. But there's another one that they did, I guess, after Serial that's S-Town. So I know Chili and Funky will tell me because they're the ones who were talking about it. But if you like that style of, Making a Murderer, true crime, sort of investigating, kind of uncovering stuff, that's what those are.
This American
Life.
There we go.
Yes, yeah, This American Life.
That's and it just hit me too at the same time.
That's the biggest one.
That was going to bother me.
Yeah.
They did a lot of things very similar to Making a Murderer. Like they do that kind of thing a lot.
Though that's the other one that a lot of people have recommended. Like I've never listened to any of the Serial ones.
Maybe I'll check it out.
And it's funny you were talking about Triforce. They started, about 20 episodes ago, doing a short story segment that one of the guys that Pyrian writes called Bodega, and it's like
it's so good, y'all. It's so good.
What
it's like
is
a space opera. Well, a bodega.
That's the guy's name.
Yeah, but a bodega is like a little shop, like a corner store. But it's like a space opera cowboy kind of story.
Space cowboy.
Yeah.
He's a space cowboy. Don't get into it.
It's a comedy drama.
But it's really good, and he writes it himself.
Yeah. So every week they do like a little 5-minute or 10-minute segment of
it's
that.
a really good story.
Wait, is it Firefly?
He's a good writer.
Yeah, basically.
Sounds a little bit like that.
It's very similar. Just more country and western than that.
Yeah.
Any other podcasts you guys would recommend?
Yeah, so I listen to
what's the Destiny one you listen
gaming related? Crucible Radio.
Yeah.
It's a
big one.
Very
it doesn't
nice
help you any.
Shut up. I don't play enough. You know what? I like the theories and just knowing about the Crucible and playing occasionally, but I don't play regularly enough.
I don't know. You have a lot of hours, Doc.
I do. You're right. But hey, last night was a good session.
Stop bringing truth into this podcast here.
We had I know.
Except for the few matches, but it was the same people with the few matches. So
I didn't hear you yelling too much.
No,
so
I did. I did for like 2 or 3 matches.
The 2 matches
but other than
that we
it
had,
was
awful.
It was fine. Yeah, actually had a pretty good night for being so damn rusty and not playing 3 days last night.
Yeah, it only took you one to really get back in the swing.
Yep. Yeah, and after that, I was doing well, and it was, but yeah, Crucible Radio, they're really good. I used to listen to the Planet Destiny podcast way back when, and then they got rid, they had one guy that I really didn't like, and I stopped listening, and then they got rid of him, I found out later, but then I only found out when they were switching the cast completely, and then now Fallout's on it, and I listened to that one too, and then Tomfoolery and Dirking Around. I've been listening to those guys whenever they do one. Tom, they are very sporadic with theirs.
My favorite one to listen to is Ours.
That's weird.
Crickets. God dang it. Yeah, I do.
When I get lonely, I just put on Our podcast.
I basically listen to Ours just to audit them to make sure that the sound quality is good. And
yeah, that's the only reason I do it. I'm just kidding.
Because I'm kind of obsessed with it now that I've kind of learned.
You've got the audio down pretty good. People comment on it all the time about how good it sounds.
Yeah, actually,
it's getting better.
Someone I asked to listen to here, that's another beer vendor, said that we have a higher sound quality than a lot of the bigger podcasts he listens to.
Mm-hmm. Nailed it.
Yes.
And
you can tell everybody about how to get your sound so good whenever you're at DreamHack and you're doing a panel.
Yes.
Friday night, April 28th at 8 p.m. If you're going to be in Austin at DreamHack, go.
Are you going to record that, Luke?
I'm going to try.
Okay.
Yeah. They put me in a fucking... They put me in a primetime spot.
Really?
It's Friday night at 8.
Wow.
Friday night at 8. That's the opening night. And you're kind of sandwiched in between cosplay panels.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a pretty big crowd. We're impressed with that. And then we got our business cards to hand out, and thank you, Grim, for making those. They look amazing.
I just hope there's enough.
Very awesome.
There.
Well, I mean, we'll just give out as many as we have, and then when we run out, we run out.
You can always write stuff down if you need to. There's 8.
We have 8.
Awesome.
At least our website's easy to remember.
That's right.
CoGPod.net is pretty easy to remember.
Thank you, Nick, for making that.
I know.
Oh, man, just thanks all around.
We're all tugging each other off tonight.
Yeah. What's up? Let me just plug my blog is listed on there as well.
Oh, yeah.
So
go read that.
Everybody go read that.
Mm-hmm. And Amanda's the boss, and I do the audio.
Yeah.
We all smell bad.
Strong suits.
Yeah.
I don't. Speak for yourself.
I definitely do today. I've been doing construction work, so I smell like
manual labor.
I don't know, some kind of skunk creature.
Like a heel.
Skunk creature.
Yeah. Not quite
ready
a skunk.
for the next question?
Skunk.
I am.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Please go on.
Though I did learn Luke wants socks for Christmas or something, but he wants the toe cut off and sewn back up.
The toesy socks, because I'm missing that one. I think Tim said he was going to do it for me.
Instead of a cat of how many tails?
Cat of 9 tails.
Instead of a cat of 9 tails, it's a toad of 9 toes.
Cat of 9 toes.
Tote of 9 toes.
Totes.
Luke of 9 toes.
Mm-hmm. There was a boss in Borderlands 1, like one of the first ones you come up against, whose name was 9 Toes.
Is that a sign that you're like a bad guy?
Yep.
He is a bad guy.
You're like a boss fight?
That's right. You gotta learn my moves and adapt.
Okay, so next question is from Caddy Wonked. Let me spell that for you. CADDYWONKED. Caddy Wonked.
Caddy Wonked.
Like you've been cattywampused, but a little bit different.
But I don't know what any of that means.
You don't know what that is. Okay, there's a reason, and that's part of the question. So, some of you have mentioned that you're from small towns. Well, that's mostly me.
Yeah.
But what are some of the things that people say in your hometown that, unless you're from that town, nobody's going to understand or know that word? So, he said that his name is a word that they use in his small hometown, cattywonked.
I assume...
I'm going to guess it's like being bamboozled. You've been cattywonked.
You're bamboozled.
I was going to say like smacked.
You could write back in and tell us if I'm right. But if it is being smacked, like if you've been hit, then where I'm from...
Like dazed.
Where I'm from, when you've been hit or you're like, you've been like, you got or whatever, we call it stowed. You've been stowed.
Stowed?
You got stowed in the face.
Why is this a real thing? Because that's weird to me.
I've never heard that.
I'm just saying that's one word, and then the other one that we would say all the time is squoze. Like I squoze it myself.
Excuse me.
That's somehow a past tense of squeeze, but not squeeze. You squoze it.
Squoze.
You squoze it.
That's a kind of I think
that's a country
common
thing.
Funny country one, like
because you guys you knew that word, and you're not from the same small town as me.
It's starting to feel like a Jeff Foxworthy skit at this point.
Grim, have you ever heard the word squoze? You squozed it.
And I don't...
You haven't ever been stowed in the face?
I've been stoned in the face. I don't...
He got stowed in the back of the head. Remember that dude run up on him?
Hey, are you from... Grim, are you from a small town?
I am. I've said this before.
Okay, so what words did you guys have?
Okay,
what
so wait.
Words did y'all
That's
have?
why I think it's
in the
weird.
Northeast, how many people?
We don't have anything like that. Mostly because people from around here...
Maybe you just didn't know.
Don't talk to each other. I live in a small town with a bunch of druggies, so...
Northeast is a little different than South. How many people-ish are in your hometown?
I have no idea.
Or how many did you graduate with?
I graduated with a class of around 100. But we also...
Okay, so that's about my
size. We
size.
also have...
Same for mine.
We also have, like, 5 schools within, like, 20 miles of each other.
Oh, so...
We didn't.
No, you might be
bigger. But...
Like, are you talking about, like, 30,000, 40,000 people? Or, like, 10,000?
Probably 10.
My hometown, tops of 2,000 people. Like we had 350 in the whole high school.
I don't even.
Yeah.
It might be smaller than that, but it's not.
I think like 5,000.
Like it's not a huge area or anything, but people don't really talk to each other. Not.
So you don't have any colloquial terms.
No,
that are
we're not
you.
Southern.
Nick, you're in Canada.
Oh, yeah.
So there's probably going to be several words that we don't know.
He might not even know that we don't know them.
But that's what I'm going to say. He doesn't know.
Yeah.
Well, someone
He's
did
just
an
gonna
article
start saying
once
stuff.
about it. I'm just going to make stuff up. No. The one that comes to mind most of all is, does anyone know what a rinktum is?
Oh, no.
Excuse me?
Repeat that.
Rinktum? It sounds bad.
Rinktum.
Say it slower.
Rinktum.
What is that?
Well, it is the word for someone who's a bad parent, has a young child that's spoiled and has a rage. Then we say that kid's having a fucking rinktum.
A fucking
Wow.
Like a tantrum?
Yeah, it's like a tantrum.
Like a rich kid spoiled tantrum.
Yeah, it's a rinktum.
Okay.
Kid's having a rinktum in the middle of the
That
damn
is
mall.
definitely a new one.
That's really
that Canadian?
unnecessarily close to the word rectum.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say
Well,
that.
we don't use the word
I think that's what we all
rectum, so-
thought. Yeah, I think we all thought that.
Okay.
There's a bunch of other
yeah.
ones. I just can't remember them off the top of my head.
You'll say them at some point and be like, I'm sorry, what?
Beg
Oh,
pardon?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you said outboard, I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, what's a
We
fucking
named an
outboard?
episode after that.
Oh, yeah. So is that like
It's an
is that
outboard.
a colloquialism? Is outboard not a
Probably, but that might
I've never heard it.
That might just be a regional thing or like more of a nautical thing, that a lot of people don't have around here,
someone...
Most of ours...
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I was just going to say, most of ours were generic kind of country terms, like, crick instead of creek, just weird pronunciations of things, or like wash instead of wash,
Wash.
wash some clothes,
Yep.
shit like that. Yeah,
Very
I don't think we
country.
had any like
So ignorant.
terms.
Just ignorant terms.
Yeah.
Oh, they say
Specifically.
ignorant here.
Yeah.
Well, that's just because they don't know how to talk. So
Yeah. That's
Okay.
that's a whole different thing.
Cool.
Cool.
You ready for the next
I
one?
don't know. Anybody
We
else?
have one more.
Anybody have anything to say? Okay.
One more question. This is from Lazarich. So last time he had talked about what bands we hated. Remember he asked us that?
Sure.
So this week he wants to know the top 3 guilty pleasure bands. Like
shit.
you're kind of embarrassed that you listen to, but you listen to it pretty often. So for me, this one isn't a band, but a specific playlist from the Pitch Perfect 1, not 2, because fuck number 2. It was a terrible movie and you should be ashamed. But Pitch Perfect 1, that soundtrack I listen to especially in the shower because I can sing along loudly with it.
Right.
That one, and then anything Britney Spears, of course. Miley Cyrus. But what's really embarrassing is this one Paris Hilton song that I listen to.
Oh,
that I
yes. That is
love.
embarrassing.
Paris Hilton. Did you know she sang?
I did not know that.
She shouldn't.
wow.
She shouldn't. But
It
she
is.
did, and I loved it, and it's catchy.
It's embarrassing.
Shit's like herpes.
What's the song called?
It fits then. Well, then it
It's
fits.
called Stars Are Blind. The video is
They're
so
clearly
stupid.
deaf, too.
Y'all, it's bad. Oh, God. I love it. Oh, or Kesha.
Oh,
We call
Jesus.
her $sign Ha because of how she spells her name with
Yeah,
the
That's
dollar
what I'm
sign.
going
$dollar
to
sign,
start
huh?
saying now. I like that.
$sign Ha. Her shit is so bad, but I love it
Yeah.
so much.
I so hope I
pretty
meet
much
her.
everything
Amanda,
I
you
listen
like
to
bad
is
stuff.
awful.
You
Yeah.
really do.
Awful.
So you like white trash pop stars is what
yes.
you're saying.
Yes.
Or rich trash pop stars.
Yes. Shitty pop.
Shit pop.
Shitty pop.
Man,
What you got, Luke?
I don't know. What are mine? You probably know better than I do. ABBA is probably one.
ABBA. Luke also really
Yeah.
enjoys 90s country.
Is ABBA
Occasionally.
bad?
No, but
No,
it's,
ABBA's amazing, but it's
very-
kind of...
it's very disco pop.
I didn't know I
it's
should be ashamed
definitely-
of like an ABBA. I didn't.
No, it's different than the norm
than
that
what
I.
you would think.
And it's not an artist, but Disney songs, man.
Oh my God. All the theme songs for every little kid show ever come on your playlist. So
Or just like
ridiculous.
Aladdin soundtrack or Little Mermaid or
Don't
something.
start singing
What's
it
up?
because it'll be stuck in my head forever. Please don't.
Yeah, that's probably mine. What about you guys?
Let's see. I don't really like specifically seek anything out, but I guess I was listening to like I'll throw on Spotify like daily mix or whatever. So if something like say My Chemical Romance comes on, I'll listen to it. But yeah, so I like it, but I'm like, man, I don't really care for this anymore.
Don't be ashamed. It's okay. It's like Good Charlotte.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, it was so bad.
Just
that whole like late 90s, early 2000s poppy punk.
Pop rock.
yeah.
It was like pop punk.
Would
like,
AFI fall into that too?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
But
Good
they're still
Charlotte,
around.
Are they?
I think so.
There's one that started with an M. That was
Michael Jackson.
no. That was that same kind. I can't remember. I used to listen to a lot of that stuff too.
Awful.
Oh, it was bad.
Nick?
Joy
man,
Drop.
I'm interested in this. What?
Joy
is
Drop.
that?
What is that?
It's a 90s depressive band with a female singer.
I want to answer for
Do
Nick
they
here.
sound anything like Poe? Do you remember Poe?
I don't know Poe.
No.
Oh, you would like them actually, Nick. Look it up. P-O-E. Poe.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll look them up.
Taylor Swift for Nick.
Well, I'm not
Taylor
ashamed of
Swift.
that. That's not a secret.
But you
Actually, it's not a
should be.
secret. I bring that up every show.
Yeah.
Every show.
Robin Sparkles. Robin Sparkles is another one.
Well, actually, the funniest, I don't know if it's sort of a category of music. Like, mostly I like metal, like angry,
Yeah.
evil stuff like that.
Right.
But then
That's
usually
why I'm interested.
when I'm home, like cooking, or I wake up in the morning, I go on Spotify and put on like the kind of music you'd hear in a hotel lobby, like da, 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 da.
That doesn't like drive
And I'm
you
just really
insane.
God.
Oh no, I love
that's
it.
awesome.
I pretend I'm in a like far off place or like I'm on vacation.
In an elevator.
I just yeah.
Some mornings, if I'm feeling super classy, I'll drive to work listening to classical music.
Yeah, you got to do that
I
stuff
have-
sometimes.
That stuff's violent.
That one. I have a playlist that another guy from our group created, Jurist, for it's music for headphones is what he calls it, and it's a very large, like
Is that 1,000-yard
blend
stare?
of genres. Yeah, the 1,000-yard stare one, and it starts with like a cello Yo-Yo Ma
God.
song.
I love that
That
song.
song
And
is in
it's the one from
Hannibal.
it's Daredevil also.
Yeah, it's in
You know,
Daredevil. I
it's-
love that song.
It's so used now for a classy villain, you know what I mean? Like as
Literally
a background as they're getting ready and going through their motions. It's like dun, 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 you know. And then it's a really good playlist for just like kind of breaking in headphones because it has a like rap, it has pop, it has classical, you know, kind of a little bit everything in between. But then the classical stuff really does kind of get you in the mood sometimes. You know, you want to listen to stuff like that.
Get you in the mood.
Whoa,
Oh
wait.
yeah.
And the Horizon Zero Dawn soundtrack is awesome. If you want like just kind of,
Ambient, background,
Yeah.
smooth.
I was trying to explain it to somebody and I came up with the term soft epic. And that's how I describe it.
That's good. That works.
And it just felt so appropriate because it's kind of like driving, but it's not like overly powerful. You know what I mean? It's kind of,
That term would also work for like a dick problem. Soft
Wow.
epic.
Jesus.
Nicholas.
It's very like Hans Zimmer, like, you know, like Gladiator soundtrack, that kind of stuff. Just power through that.
Oh, speaking of feeling guilty and stupid about stuff, I miss Nina Dobrev a little bit, you guys. So today I have on my Nina Dobrev Vampire Diaries necklace.
You better feel
What's it
guilted
do?
and stupid. Did I just say
Wow.
guilted?
Nina!
I'm
I miss
kidding.
her.
A little related to what you said, but you guys have all watched Hannibal, right?
No.
No.
I have.
No. Yeah. Do you take notes when he's cooking?
No, I should. Because some of these recipes, man.
Yeah, I tried making a steak and kidney pie like he made. It's I didn't care for it.
Did it not work
Did you
out?
not?
You know what
Did
you
you not
do
have
is
I
people?
had the
You
wrong
just Google
kind.
it.
I had the wrong kind of kidney.
You used a human one? Oh.
No, he did.
I didn't use
That's
it.
the
That's
point.
probably why it didn't taste good.
Yeah.
Oh.
What you do is you look at what he's cooking and then go Google it and get Alan Brown's recipe for it and then use that.
Actually, there's a Hannibal cookbook now. I just saw it yesterday, and that's sort of why I
That's pretty neat.
brought that up. Yeah,
Interesting.
I want to cook something in clay or cook a baby bird because that's one of the ones.
Oh my god,
like
Okay, now you're
the
creeping
baby
me
bird.
out.
like a tandoori pot?
What's that?
Like a tandoori pot?
in clay.
Well, no,
Like,
you
one of those-
mold clay around like a human leg or another kind of meat. You cook it.
Or any other meats are available.
Oh god.
Like if you don't have someone's leg, you could use
Yeah.
like pork probably.
The,
Would be close.
the
Probably.
baby bird references to something they have in Hannibal. It's like a whole bird. It's like encased in something.
Didn't they
Weird.
say like
Did you guys-
when people used to eat it, they used to wear hoods so God couldn't see them doing this?
Yes.
Weird. Did you guys ever watch An Idiot Abroad? The
Yes.
Carl Pilkington show?
So
Nick and
good.
I actually talked a little bit about Carl this week, and
Yeah.
it just reminded me because of the baby bird. They went to, oh shit, I think it was when we went to the Great Wall. So they were in China, and they were going to a street market, and there was a dude, like the bus driver, was eating one of those fetus eggs.
Oh,
If you've
balut.
seen those, I don't know what they're called. Thank you. Yeah, or it was a duck egg, I believe.
Yeah,
and it was a
yeah.
duck egg because it was larger. And they are partially formed inside of the egg, and then they cook them that way.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And they just kind of break them open and just eat them, bones and all. And it's like, oh my God,
It's
dude.
vicious. It seems vicious.
And Carl was freaking out when he
I
saw
don't know that I would have freaked out, but I don't think I would have eaten
his
that.
face. I mean, Carl's face is just priceless to
I
begin
consider
with.
myself to be pretty open-minded food-wise, but
Yeah.
I don't think I would eat that.
Speaking of podcasts, if they still did that podcast, I would listen to it. But the Ricky Gervais podcast back in the day.
Well, whenever we drove to Phoenix,
Yeah.
like an 18-hour drive, that's all we listened to.
Oh my God. And it was back in the day.
How
when,
often did you drive
podcasts
to
were paid.
Phoenix?
Like you paid for a season of them, you know? We did once, but it was like 18 hours.
We're never doing it again, I'll tell you that.
But yeah, that was a great podcast. Carl, it launched his career, you know, and
I liked Carl.
Carl's the man.
Very interesting mind.
Carl
He-
Pilkington is the
he's-
only guy got a career that all he has to do is wake up and be the same guy he was the day before.
I know. I love how
I
people
wish.
I love how people think that it's an act and it's a ruse, but
And
if
it's
you
actually just him.
if you've listened from the very beginning when they first got him as a producer, like I found all of the XFM recordings from they did a Saturday show, and that's how they got Carl. He was their producer that they assigned the show basically. And he was quiet for like the first few episodes, and then they just kind of started talking to him.
Yeah,
throughout
I
the
think
show.
Ricky recognized
Yeah.
how he was and was like, we got to find a way to slowly get him incorporated in. So he barely would talk to him a little, and
Yeah.
then the next episode a little bit more, and just kind of looped
And
him in eventually.
Then they started doing whole features, just asking Carl questions. You know, the White Van Man feature, and it was kind of like Robin did on Howard Stern's show. You know,
Yeah.
she was the producer, and
I
kind of
liked
was-
Robin.
And so
Forgot about that show.
it's old Carl though. And then you know through the XFM stuff over the years, he what the fuck is that, Graham? Is that a Coke Zero
Yes. He has a hat.
bird? A hat?
We're not live. You know, people can't see
I don't know
that,
what's
right?
going on.
I
I
do
guess we
know.
have to watch
You
Hannibal.
guys can see it.
But you know, the XFM show went on for a long time, and then eventually they decided we're going to do a podcast, and then it's just classic. And a lot of the podcast stuff is actually rehashed of stuff they talked about back when they were just live on the radio. And yeah, definitely go check that one out if you never have. Carl Pilkington is
Very
he
interesting
makes the
dude.
show.
Can I
And
say
then
my
Stephen Merchant
favorite
is the other
quote of
one.
his?
Oh, probably.
This makes me laugh every time. This is from Carl Pilkington. They keep saying that the sea levels are rising and all this. It's not to do with the icebergs melting. It's because there's too many fish in it. Get rid of some of the fish and the water will drop. Simple, basic science.
Oh, God.
Oh, Carl. You know what? And he has some of the most genius ideas that they're masked behind him bumbling trying to get it out. You know what I mean? Like if you listen to him over time, you'll recognize that he sees the world in a different way than other people. And somebody will ask a question and 100 people will interpret the question one way, and then he'll completely think about something that nobody else has
Yeah,
thought
his
about.
mind just works differently.
It's so funny. But anyway, yeah, that's enough about that. Go check him. Go check that out. And An Idiot Abroad was great. Mm-hmm. And then they brought Warwick Davis in later.
It's funny that I actually liked Idiot Abroad, and then what was the TV show? Derek. right?
Oh God, that was
it
a
was
good
so
show.
good. You cry so hard. Go watch that. It's amazing. Because I don't even like Ricky Gervais at all, but I like his podcast and I like Idiot Abroad and I liked Derek.
So you like Ricky Gervais?
No, I don't. As a person, I don't like him, but I like his body of work.
Mm-hmm. And The Office, you know.
I never really watched the original Office.
Well,
I didn't really think it was funny.
Yeah, well, he was the creator behind it.
I know.
And you liked the American one.
I just don't really like him as a person.
There's an Americanized version of it. Just the comedy was a little different.
Yeah. So Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Nick.
Yes.
Nick. You guys are legalizing marijuana, right? Your beautiful prime minister, God, he's a gorgeous man, is legalized. He's so gorgeous. He's just like a picture perfect. Look at that.
Did you ever see that picture of Ivanka Trump looking at him?
Oh, God.
And
bless
it was
him.
like, get yourself a girl that looks at you the way that
she
Ivanka
looks at him. So apparently it's supposed to be legal for just, random fun consumption. It's not medical marijuana.
Right.
In July of 2018. So...
Yep, before next Canada Day.
No, I'm just kidding.
Guess we're going to Canada.
What day is Canada Day? What day is Canada Day?
July 5th.
What? No, it's not.
The day after our
First
Independence Day.
1st of July.
See,
that's
July
before.
1st.
You guys
Okay.
copied us.
Did we?
Yeah.
No, probably.
Yeah, you
Coffee,
guys.
freedom.
You guys have your Thanksgiving before us too.
Yeah.
The other thing I saw out of Canada this week, there was this chick that was 23 years old. So it's like dark and foggy outside, right? She's in Toronto, I believe, no, Ontario, Tobermory, Ontario. So she's driving through like this mist, imagine like a scary setting, and she can't
Silent
see.
Hill.
It's super dark, Silent Hill. And she's just listening to her GPS because she can't fucking see the road. And she's right on like a dock, but she couldn't tell. And the GPS is like, just keep going straight. And she does. And she went straight into the lake. So,
Yeah.
I like how that GPS sounded like it had a Canadian accent for some reason.
Don't listen to your GPS to the point where you drive into a lake. Can you use your eyes and like context clues?
No, that's too
Logic
hard.
is,
Logic.
logic is a thing that's going by
She
the
was able to
wayside.
get out. Like she grabbed her purse and she swam out of the car before it sank. But good God. Focus up, kids.
Straight into Lake Huron, not just a little lake.
No.
Like
a
urine.
big ass
Really?
lake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus
Urine.
Christ.
all
Thanks,
the
Canada.
Huron natives are going to be real happy to know that their name sounds like
Yeah.
urine.
Yeah.
We call our
think they
GPS
know
lady
already.
Our GPS lady is often wrong, and we call her Virginia, which is not Virginia, not to be confused
That's
with
not
Virginia, but she's
vagina?
countryer. Virginia.
I think I got the name from that SNL skit. that
Yeah,
Kristen
Virginia
Wiig-
horses. Look that up. That's a funny skit
Oh
from
my God.
SNL.
Kristen Wiig, she's like a real estate, and she's like really
like-
awkward.
Virginia horses, and she comes in on like a
It's bad.
photoshopped
Yeah,
in
green
horse.
screen
It's
shit.
ridiculous. So go check that out. It's kind of fun. The other thing I saw that happened yesterday was really, really sad was, so this guy that used to play for, who did he play for? Which team?
The Ravens.
The Ravens. Todd Heap. He used to be the tight end. He was in the driveway and accidentally, while moving his car, ran over his 3-year-old daughter and she died.
Way to bring it down.
I know, I'm just saying that's like the worst thing that could ever happen.
Yeah, that's awful.
It's awful. Poor guy. I feel so bad for him.
And there's no conspiracies or anything.
No,
it was just a bad
an
accident.
It's
you know?
just sad. It's like that other guy that was like running like with his kid to the car. It was another NFL star. And he slipped and smacked his head on the concrete and died.
Oh, wow.
The kid or the dad?
The dad did.
Oh, Jesus.
It was a couple
I don't
months
remember
ago.
You know, someone else famous died the other day, too.
Uh-oh.
Who?
Charlie Murphy.
Oh, that's
yeah.
right.
I forgot about that.
Oh.
Here it is.
Fuck yo
20,
cow.
2017 taking
Yep.
action.
Oh, no, they got
No.
2016.
Game blouses.
But that was
always-
Prince.
I
and
know,
he's
but
dead
he
too.
had. I'm just saying, from Dave Chappelle, he had the best
Yeah,
skits.
that's all I know him
They,
from.
they better watch out. They better watch out. Prince is gone.
It's
Charlie
coming
Murphy's
for him.
gone.
I know.
Oh,
This is like Final
coming for you.
Destination with
I know.
With famous people.
Yeah.
It sucks.
No, it's just because
Yeah.
they're all roughly this same era famous people, and they're just dying.
Okay.
Life happens.
So I know we have a ban on politics talk, but I do have a question specifically for Nick, as someone that's not in the U.S. and is kind of looking at this from the outside.
Right.
All the bombings that Trump did this week, how do you feel as someone that's not an American citizen about
Canada's totally
his
America.
drastic actions?
Well, I was making fun of it initially, but I have to admit I was uneducated on the subject.
Yeah.
Well, okay. My official opinion is that wars, bombings, attacking people, killing people is never justified under any circumstance.
Okay.
So I'm against all that kind of stuff. However, if they have evidence of that guy gassing people, then probably they could be justified for the bombing. I don't know.
Yeah, the one in Syria I didn't feel as upset about, but I didn't understand him doing that massive, basically almost an atomic bomb, but not quite, to ISIS in Afghanistan.
largest
I don't know
non-nuclear
what the
bomb.
motivation was. Yeah, like what triggered him to decide to do that all of a sudden? That seemed very random to me. Maybe I just don't know what's been going on.
Sounds like we should probably get more educated on the subject.
Yeah,
Before we...
I'm going to
I'm
admit I'm
asking
not
if anybody
educated.
knew what.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
I don't.
no.
I have no idea.
Why he did it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Honestly,
just like
that's-
to make fun
I
of
don't-
We
America
didn't
sometimes.
prepare.
I'm
for...
just saying that I'm very nervous about it now because North Korea had like a parade yesterday to show off their missiles and said that they are this close to firing on the U.S.
You know they've been saying that for
Yeah.
like 3 years and doing stuff like
Well,
that.
I know,
you
but
know,
if
for longer
anybody,
than that.
Amanda, you
prompts a world war, it's going to be Trump.
Well, you're not wrong.
you realize though other people would step in at a certain point.
I don't know that
I
they
think
would,
they
Bram.
would. Would they,
I don't
though?
know.
I think they.
Well, he also doesn't
And
have
it might be
absolute
too
power.
late. Like, what if the bomb takes us out? I'm just saying, like, if there's going to be a World War III and they're going to drop bombs, can I just stop paying my bills?
Yeah,
Yeah.
If the world's going to end, I'm not paying my
should
bills.
probably
y'all.
start
I'm
now.
telling you.
yeah. Just
Let's stop now.
Stop
Do you
now.
want to stop now?
sure.
Done. Not paying for
There's
shit.
only
we see
one
you next
strong.
Yeah, our internet's cut off, guys.
There's only one strong political opinion that I have, and that is that humanity as a whole needs one of two things: either robot rulers, or to be attacked by aliens.
or bombs.
That's the only two things that could possibly make us work as a species if we don't start smartening up.
Oh, you mean like come
Yeah.
together?
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen.
No.
No.
I
obviously.
think
It hasn't happened
countries
in the
are
history
a
of
foolish
humanity.
concept.
Yeah.
We
Well,
should
people
have-
like dividing lines.
Yeah,
And
but that's not productive.
well, the problem is people can't agree on anything.
Humans as a species are just
But robots
fucked at this
can,
point,
and
I
robots
think.
would make it fair.
But where would the robots come from?
But who? Yeah, who designs
Skynet.
the robots?
Skynet.
They're pretty much making themselves now, and we just don't know about
Oh, okay.
it. Yeah.
Right.
Aliens make robots.
Aliens,
to
yeah,
see
because
that.
aliens know
And that
better
way
not
it's
to
all
come
of it.
here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they
looked
attacked us,
and they're
we'd
like,
be like, well, we now have someone we can
They-
hate even more.
They stopped by, saw how shitty it was here, and were like, nope.
That's
they
a
no
theory.
doubt.
That-
The
that
aliens
is
were
a
like, this
theory.
is so bad. This race of people is
I
terrible.
think that was Hawking was the one who
No
said
doubt.
that if aliens did exist, they probably saw us and how
Got the fuck out.
fucked up we are, basically. And then they were like,
Yeah.
nope,
They're like, this race is worse than parasites. We're not stopping here.
it's race. That's racist.
Human race. That's every race. How do you be racist? You can't be racist.
I don't
against
understand
human
how there's a
race.
human race. It's human species.
Well, whatever. That's just the
You
term
know, the
that
term.
people use.
It's ignorant.
Ignorant.
Oh, I meant to
Ignorant.
ask if, just to give
God
you the
damn it.
opportunity, but
Missed it.
did anybody do anything cool this week? I know Nick's been working really hard on trying to get his new business up and running. What's it going to be called?
It's business time.
What?
What's your new business going to be called?
Rage quit.
Nice. I like that name.
Yeah.
That's what you
That's
do
how
when
we
you
do
play
our other
Tomb Raider.
businesses.
That's
Yeah.
how you play Tomb Raider. I'm excited about that. And then, so that's going to be, when do you think you guys will be done and ready to go?
Hoping mid-May, but we'll see.
Oh, that's quick. Good.
Yeah. What's been
job.
happening in the meantime? We got a couple orders in.
This
already,
isn't a
so.
secret, right, Nick?
Nice.
No.
Okay.
No. Not
If
anymore.
it is, we're cutting it.
Not anymore.
Once you get started, we'll promote you guys a little bit. Anybody do anything?
I
cool
played
this week
video
worth
games.
mentioning?
I'm like
What'd you play?
40, 50 hours into Persona 5.
Oh, that's right. I saw pictures and it looks so cute.
Persona 5.
Persona.
I also saw in a different chat where you posted a dick monster.
That is so Persona is in the same world as a game called Shin Megami, and
Shin Megami
yes,
Tensei?
and that monster is literally a cock and balls with tentacles, and it is from this
Right.
world.
You need to send it to Nick. We're going to post it on our site. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. I have a reason. Every scary movie, every sci-fi, everything ever, all their monsters look like vaginas with teeth. And so I'm excited that we finally have a monster that's
funny, but
I want to post it out to the world.
I feel like you're projecting.
I'm just tired of all the monsters always looking like vaginas. I'm just excited about a dick monster.
Amanda, over the time, that monster has grown to be so large it has to be in a cart, like that you would tow in the back of a vehicle by horses or something or whatever.
They had a pre-order that Graham linked us. That was a figure, like a scale model of it in a
wagon,
cart, and it was $450.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
For a dildo?
It's not a dildo, but yes, it's an actual.
You know what I
when
would
Nick
call that
sees
monster?
it, he's going to agree.
What?
A soft epic.
Podcast title. Soft Epic.
Soft epic. They'll be happy about that. Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to post that because I want everybody to see the dick monster.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything this week. I worked like actual work quite a bit.
Same
worked.
here.
I finished up the mazes for DreamHack's Minecraft stuff. We found out also that Reed and his wife are going to join us. They're going to drive down and come to DreamHack
that's pretty cool.
and go with us. So
Be
more
good to see them
COG
again.
members are coming. I think that's the cutoff, though. I think like the last day to sign up was yesterday. So I think they barely slid in there.
So,
Oh, they're gonna work it.
Yeah.
Side
Good
note,
work.
I
Nice.
could be in New York City right now, but I decided not to.
You could be having good ramen.
Yeah, no, actually,
You
my
have good
cousin
ramen.
sends me this,
Oh,
and
that's so cool.
I just reply with "fuck you."
That sounds all right. I didn't really do much this week. Played a little bit of games, but not a lot, actually. I kind of...
No, we were just lazy at night. We were just hanging out, watching some Community. We started that over again for like the 17th time.
It's great.
Love that show. I'm excited to get up to season 6.
Yep. But no, that's about it, I think. Thank you, everyone. We had a lot of new questions from new people.
Oh, we have an executive producer this week.
Oh, yeah, shit.
Oh yes,
Bader.
What?
Luke knows about this.
Our friend Ta Bader.
For being the
Taylor.
ultimate kindness man.
He is the kindest guy ever. He actually gifted a copy of what was it? Total War
Was
Warhammer.
it 69 cents?
to Nick to give to one of his friends
Yeah,
because
and he freaked out. He
they wanted
was
to play
so
it together.
happy. Like he's been
Yeah.
into
Good.
Warhammer. I don't know, however long he's been alive. And
Nice.
like he just
Was that the one
flipped out.
that's getting you into it?
Yeah.
The friend that's
Yep.
So we got
also-
it. We got it in a humble bundle like a couple months ago, I think, and I gave mine to Nick because I'm not going to play it.
Yeah.
And so we.
Bader still had his copy.
Yep. So thank you.
So shout out to Bader. His favorite number is 69.
Yeah.
So if you go to the store, Nick, looking for Warhammer figurines, if you see a woodland
That's not
elf
Warhammer.
archer that's female, I know, but I'm saying if he's in the store and he sees something like that, get it for me for my D&D character.
Well, I will
don't
be
often
going to the
go.
same one that Millie's at a lot, I
Okay.
guess. So, but
You
I'll
guys
check
look
it
around,
out.
see if you see one.
I would
That's all
also
I
like
had
to
this
say
week.
Or if
to
anyone out there
Yeah.
has an awesome little wood elf archeress. What do you call a female archer?
An archer.
female archer.
Just an archer.
Don't be
I
sexist.
gotta be sexist.
Well, usually ER at the end is a male
No.
form of something, and then like hunter, huntress.
No.
You know? Huntress. There you go. Suck it. If you find one of those, then let us know.
Nick had something to say.
Oh,
And
yeah.
continue sending in questions.
Just to let Luke and Bader know that we were up to 5:30 in the morning playing that Warhammer game.
What?
Nice.
do you
I'm glad
sleep?
it worked out.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Huh?
Do you sleep?
Not anymore, apparently.
Jeez.
Not anymore.
Damn.
I just
That's
I
awesome.
just do
Dude.
fake wars all night long, and then rip up rugs.
Soon to be real ones.
I
You're
know.
gonna be buying models
Aw.
and painting them, and
I'm
no,
nervous.
not
Stop.
that war.
No, I'm talking about
Like
Warhammer.
Warhammer Wars.
So
Talking about like
expensive.
D&D Warhammer.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really
Yeah.
expensive.
I'm nervous.
Yep.
That guy's like,
Anything else? You guys done?
bang, $300,
Well,
and you could start playing today. And I'm like,
Oh shit.
yeah, okay.
Is that all? Or
Only
play online for
$300
free?
for some
Well,
toys?
Nick, you're gonna be doing this new business. Maybe you'll be able to carry some of the product.
Ooh, get it at cost.
I would probably get it for myself, but I don't know if I'd compete with the people because they were really nice. So
Oh, that's true. That is in the same town, and it's a small
Right.
exactly. So they're gonna.
But
know.
yeah, being able to buy it at cost for yourself is worth
Yeah.
it. If you own a business.
That's right. Or I could just steal them.
Wow.
So
That's an option.
Not from the business you like.
That's rude, though.
well, we'll see.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Now Mill is going to be watching you.
See you next
every
week,
time.
guys.
Whoa. Guess we'll end it there.
Jesus.
Just
That's
kidding.
it for episode 29. Is a wrap. Everybody say goodbye.
I
Goodbye.
don't want
Bye.
to leave.
Bye.
Wow.
Bye. We'll miss you.
Bye.
Don't make me go.